Bushido Academy, Chapter 1, Breaking and Entering. Haneda Airport, Japan. The rising sun fills the airport with blinding light. Our quote-unquote heroes step out of the plane and make their way through the crowd. Drake, TK, and Rundring find the baggage claim, but their luggage seems to have already been sent to Shinjuku Academy. All they have is their carry-on and TK's small black cat Midnight tucked away in a crate. TK hears her name shouted through the crowds and sees her former gymnastics teacher, or coach. After a glomp and some formal introductions, they decide to go to the local pet store and continue with the plan. They drive into Tokyo, find the store, and TK and her coach go to the cat section, while Drake and Rundring wander into the aquariums section. Drake and Rundring find glowing Siamese fighting fish in a wall of square aquariums. Rundring asks, "Why do the Siamese fish fight? Why do they kill each other?" Drake replies, "It's because they're in captivity. If you were to take a handful of rumblefish and let them out into the wild, they would go their separate ways." TK's coach appears behind them and tells them that they're ready to go. They leave the pet store, arrive at the docks, say their goodbyes, and board the boat scheduled to take them to Shinjuku Academy. As they travel by sea, TK pulls Drake aside and asks him to promise her not to get into any unnecessary fights, cause any more trouble, and to put the past behind them. Drake looks to her and tells her he will try. Rundring suddenly realizes that the ship captain has vanished. The trio search the ship and find no trace of him. They assume that he has fallen overboard and try to steer the ship and slow it down, but the throttle seems to be jammed, and a fog seems to be rolling in. Drake looks ahead and sees small sharp rocks poking out of the ocean, and suddenly the boat crashes, nearly splitting apart as it hits. Drake quickly stops TK and Rundring from falling overboard, and as they gather themselves and their supplies, they head inland as the sun begins to set. Drake, with his quick thinking, gathers some wood, takes off his shirt, and uses Rundring's lighter and flask of scotch to create a torch so that they can see through the night. They find a torii gate leading to a path. They follow the path, walking for hours on end, until finally they see a wall, a massive gate with metal knockers on each door. One a dragon, the other a tiger. Before they decide to knock, the doors begin to swing open slowly, and an old little man walks up to them. Excited, TK tells the man of their situation and he welcomes them inside, telling them that they have arrived at Shinjuku Academy. Drake finds this all too convenient, but says nothing. They are led to a large building where the old man kindly welcomes them in. They go through a dark, dimly lit hallway, and at the end of the hall there's a door resembling the door of the massive gate. They step inside to see a massive arena, possibly 50 feet in diameter, stands blacked out by shadow, and an oculus so they can see the night sky and the moon beyond it. The door is locked behind them, and as they try to open it, the old man is heard throughout the arena and tells them, "Welcome to Bushido Academy." The old man appears in the lowest balcony overlooking the arena and introduces himself as Headmaster Lee. He begins to explain that Shinjuku Academy is a prestigious military academy known throughout the world, but it is also a front for Bushido Academy. The most capable and talented people from around the world come to study the lost and forgotten arts collected from the darkest corners of the world. Drake, Vastor, Tsukiko Rodriguez, Rundring, or Cigar Gava. You have been chosen to join us. But first, you must prove yourselves. Each of you must fight one-on-one to the death. Interference will be met with more death. TK, an advocate of nonviolence, protests walking up to the balcony. But three dark figures appear before her, their faces covered with a skin-tight mask, hiding the details, blackening their eyes. TK tries to reason with the closest one, but is soon met with a roundhouse kick. TK's reflexes pop her into the air as she jumps over the kick and delivers a double kick to the dark figure's face. Their fight then begins, TK using her aerial combat and fast kicks to start overwhelming her opponent. But a leg sweep and the grapple finds TK on her back, being choked to death. Drake tries to keep calm and watch, but his clenched fist begins to bleed in rage. TK sees this and fights back, digging her thumbs into the eye sockets of her opponent and kicks him off. TK stomps back up and vaults into the air, landing on the shoulders of her opponent and then twisting herself to snap his neck. They fall to the ground, and the dark figure's body lays motionless. TK is suddenly filled with shame, as she did not mean to kill anyone. TK runs to Drake, and he embraces her and tries to comfort her. Rundren steps forward and asks, "Which of you are next?"